Hello, I'm sitting here together with Jeppe, and I'm going to have a very brief and short interview with him about his and his lovely wife's trip to Australia and New Zealand and what they experienced there. Tell me, why did you do that trip?
We have never been in that end of the world before. So we said, okay, before we get too old, we would like to have a long holiday and see those two parts of the world and also meet people over there with the same interests as we have. So when we was in Australia, we been contacted of Ron Jackson, who is one of the most well-known judges and has been there for 49 years in the retriever world over there. And we was invited. First we met him on one place, and then we was invited to come to a gun dog test he has in his family's property. And after that, I have a small clinic. And when I saw Ron was judging, I was a little bit interested because he has 49 years experience of judging. So I said, I would like to have a small interview with you, Ron, and see what your opinion are after all those years. And we shall see that now.
Okay. But I can add, I'm a little bit curious about one thing.
Yeah.
And that is, what could you see differences or similarities in general dog handling from that part of the world to our part of the world?
The big difference in Australia, where we was in Queensland, is that the people we saw there have very, very little experience of what actually a retriever or spaniel are being used for in the really hunting situation. So it's more a dog sport. So they are very nice people. Some of them are very good trained, but they are too far away from the practical work comparing over here.
Okay.
That is the biggest difference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we jump straight into the film then, or the interview.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Thank you.
Hi, Ron. Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm sitting here with Ron Jackson, who is one of the top trainers and judges in Australia. And we have just seen a small pre-test for some dogs. And we would like to have a small chat about that because of all the years behind the training from Ron. So tell me, what have you seen in your lifetime with the training? What is the positive and maybe what is the maybe negative things of the day training?
Well, I think from when I started, which is 49 years this year, the complexity of the dog training and dog handling has become far more difficult, gone away from hunting into more of the sport activity. And I think the biggest thing I see in today's challenge is the handlers are just not as good in the basic areas they need to be to train dogs. The dogs are actually quite good, and the handlers just tend to not do the work in the near vicinity of the area of the people or around you, I should say. Yeah, so it's quite a different area from when I started to where we are now.
I think you're putting the hammer on the nail, because if you're involved in the practical training and the practical work for the dogs, you know what difficult challenge they have with falling birds and shots and everything and disturbance. But now it's very artificial, and people are, I don't say anything bad about them because they like the dog sport, as we call it, and it's good to train in the dogs and the dogs are happy. But they are too far away from understanding that the controlled behavior in the same level as the positive attitude need to be in harmony. What I see today is the positive attitude is the high level, but the control level is not none, but very close to none. And that is with very small disturbance, no shotguns, no falling birds, no competition between dogs for picking up and all that. So there are so much more to pick up. And it's a little bit sad to see that we're going that way. I think you agree.
Yes, I do agree. You know, I've recently been to England again, where dogs honour. Dogs see birds dropping all around them,
Yeah.
where we don't have that in Australia, obviously, but their dogs are much more controlled, calm, and are taught to be steady. Where here, the people don't seem to do that as much now. I think even in the last 20 years, it's slipped back downwards actually
Yeah.
in the actual control of the dog.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I could say in Sweden we are a little bit of in the same situation, but we are the same as England. We have still the shoots.
Yeah.
And all the gamekeepers or the people who range the shoots, they are sorting away those who can't control the dogs.
Yeah.
So we have still a natural resource to control them.
Yeah.
But we can also see on many trails, it's coming with 4 whistles around the neck and barber jackets and nice dresses and red nails and all that. It's okay, but
Yeah.
they are too far away from the practical work in the field.
Yes.
And still, lucky, we have still the shoots, and I'm very happy for that. And England also have it. And I feel sorry for you guys because it is difficult to explain for those people we saw today, to explain what the really shoot will have for kind of challenge
Yes.
for the dogs. They don't understand it.
No.
To be honest.
So to put into perspective, I got into this sport as we know it now because I was a hunter.
Yes.
My father was a hunter.
Yeah.
So 26 years ago, our hunting season got taken away. So we've lost a generation of people that know nothing about that now. And the people we're trying to train don't understand the basic concepts of hunting or how the dog should react.
No.
So we've lost that generation, unfortunately. So it's only the older people now that understand probably, better about how to train a dog.
Yeah.
The younger people have to be taught from day one on what to do.
Yeah. I have a much easier job than you have.
Yeah.
Because I can still put my finger on the practical shoot.
Yeah.
So I could send people who train for me without birds. I could send them to the really life, to my gamekeeper friends, and let them work practically, and they will very soon see if it works or not. But you are stuck in this situation because you can never send them anywhere because you don't have that shoot. So
No.
I understand it's more tough for you to get people in line to understand what actually need to be to keep the dog in hand, to be on a good shoot and don't ruin things, running in and change retrieves and taking retrieve from other dogs and breaks the whole time and barking and all that. So I feel sorry for you, Ron. To be honest.
So, and to make it's not make things worse, but in the last 12 months we've been stopped using cold game. So now we have to use artificial game, as you call it, or dummies, to conduct our sport.
Yeah.
So it's sort of made it tougher again.
Yeah.
Because dogs are losing that natural instinct.
Yeah.
They'll go and do the job. The dogs that have got high drive, but if anyone understands about hunting, if you've got a dog and there's an item of game there, they're in what's the wording I'm looking for? Their senses kick into a different level.
Yeah.
Okay,
True.
with real game.
Absolutely.
So
100%,
that's another
100%.
obstacle. Yes.
But we are very happy to have been here, and we're very happy to meet you and also Richard, who was here before today. It's always nice to talk to knowledge people in the other end of the world, as it is. Sweden and Australia is actually in the opposite. And we are not closed the door totally because we have love what we see, love Australia, and love the nice people. Also New Zealand, but we have driving and seen a lot in New Zealand, but very seen a small part of Australia.
Yes.
So maybe I see you again.
Well,
who knows? But anyway, thank you so much for having us here, and good luck with the training.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.